Welcome back to the Gold Spot. I'm Eric Sapanik, and happy Thanksgiving. We hope you enjoyed your dinner, and we hope you're enjoying your long weekend if you were lucky enough to get one of those. What we want to talk about in the beginning of this is a fun little countdown to Christmas here, and it's a gift that we are providing. We actually teamed up with Scottsdale Gun Club, very good friends of ours, and created a really special gift for that hard to shop for somebody. It's a .99 grade fine 1 ounce silver bullet. And yes, it's 1 pure ounce of silver. This awesome bullet can be put right into our 3D printed revolver design that was designed by our very own Seth Gordon. A high quality gift box with a ribbon that's already printed on that box. This you can just stick right under the tree. We also will include a 1-hour range time pass from the Scottsdale Gun Club. So you can go over there and shoot real bullets, and it's all part of the package. And it's at the perfect price point, just $99 to do that. But if you wanted to spend a little bit more money for that very special somebody, you can get all 6 bullets, everything else included, for just $475. A really cool gift idea for a loved one or that hard to shop for person in your life. So now that we are in the holiday season, the end of the year is inevitably close. So what we want to do is reflect on some of the things that we've talked about in this show for the last 5 years. We have a series of clips that we want you to see the predictions that we made and how well we did. With that being said, let's reflect.
You know, we've seen gold prices from March 27th, when the first stimulus was announced. The price of gold has gone up 8%. We're approaching $1,800 an ounce right now, and $1,800 an ounce in gold is a major resistance point. If we get through that, then it looks like $2,000 an ounce is coming very soon. In fact, Citigroup said we could be at $2,000 an ounce by the end of the year. Bank of America's 18-month forecast back in March was $3,000 in the next 18 months, and then this morning, I believe it was this morning, Goldman Sachs said they believe gold will be at $2,000 in the next 12 months.
What's going on in the gold market today and the silver market, both breaking out huge.
Currently, right now, gold is trading above its monthly all-time closing high, which is $1,831.75. Reason why that's significant is when you look at longer time frames, that's showing you the strength of the gold market. So if we can close over that level in the end of July, in the next week or so, you're going to be looking at significantly higher prices through all-time highs, and probably easily on track for the Bank of America target of $3,000 by the end of next year. And so with all that combined, we're looking at, enough energy to turbocharge gold and silver much higher. I mean, targets are 2,000. I think an analyst came out this morning with another $500 target on top of gold by the end of the year. So that's about 2,300. Bank of America, 3,000 in a year and a half. So yeah, I think prices are set up to go much higher. Probably starting towards the end of the summer or even now.
I truly believe that gold holdings right now at we're holding around $2,000 an ounce. I think this is the bare bottom of what we're going to see in the next 10 years. If you think $10,000 an ounce sounds crazy, I mean, you would have thought $2,000 an ounce sounds crazy back in the 70s.
And I was looking at the numbers this morning, and it was kind of astounding that we saw the debt go up 88% in that first term under Obama. To put that in perspective, that would put us at just over $50 trillion from where we are currently. And consequently, just looking at our market and what it did in the same period of time, gold was up 171% over the same 4-year period of time. To take today's number and increase that by 171%, you're looking at just under $5,000 per ounce.
Well, let's go back 30 years. I remember when I was offering gold at $300 an ounce. And one of my clients asked me, she said, "Richard, do you think it's going to hit 400? Well, it hit 4, and then 5, and then 1,000, and then 1,500. And now we're sitting at around 1,750. So that means, where are we going from here? Well, with everything that's going on in the marketplace, with all of the money moving into the marketplace, with all of the experts saying that inflation is coming and continuing on, many of us would not be surprised if gold hit $3,000 an ounce.
It's currently up about $27 an ounce. It's at $1,860 an ounce. So if it can hold these levels this week, we're projecting the price to go to $3,000 an ounce based on this breakout.
I think the real concern, though, regarding recent moves in gold. I mean, gold is up probably $120, $130 in the last 2.5 weeks. So there has been some serious moves on it. It looks like a major technical breakout that is happening, which we've been waiting for quite a long time. It's been about a 10-year pattern that's starting to move to the upside. The same situation happened in the late 70s when the Fed raised rates from about 7 to 20%. Gold went from $30 an ounce to $800 an ounce back then. So we could have explosive moves, and it's one of the only assets out there that you can still, as a store of value, we're seeing that cryptocurrency is not as well.
So the next big moves that are going to happen, like in the last week or two with gold, which has shot up $50, $50, $50, those are the kind of moves we're going to have more so in the near future, and they're going to be more dramatic. And
what does that paint for a picture as far as what we can look for from gold and silver in 2023?
It does look like 16 to 1700, maybe even a little bit higher, 1650, like in that range tends to be support. We've established that over the last couple of years through lots of trials and tribulations of what's been going on financially, economically, geopolitically, and it seems to be holding that level. So I'd be looking for higher prices as we move into the end of this year and into next year and probably beyond. And gold usually will go down if rates go up. If gold stays the same and starts going up in the face of bonds, this is what reminiscent of the 70s. You couldn't keep it down. I mean, rates in the 70s went from 7 or 8% up to almost 20%. Meanwhile, gold went from probably $50 an ounce to $800 an ounce. We're starting to see ruminations of that happening again. And when that does, hold on, because gold could do something that people haven't seen in 50 years.
So last year, we went ahead and put a forecast down where we take all the experts for some, the bigger ones, and we go ahead and we average the number of what their forecast is for the projection. Last year was pretty good. We came in around 2188 for the 1 ounce gold price, and the high last week was 2135. Right, and then we said publicly that 2500 was the experts combination, the average number between that came out at 2500. Well, we're just about $100 away from that actual high, and it's only April. So I'm very confident that not only is that high going to be met, but most likely exceeded this year.
That situation is no different today. We're at the top of the market, and most people would say, why would you buy here? Well, you buy here because it's headed to 5,000 or beyond. And so for that reason, this is an excellent time to be buying gold.
Yeah, I think the thing that people don't realize is that since the last year, just in the last year, we've seen a 29% increase in the price of gold. If you project that out and we were to go up 29% from where we are right now, we're talking about 3160 gold.
The big number with gold is $2,500 an ounce. And there's a lot of reasons why that's an interesting number. So something we've done here for the last 3 years is we've taken all the Wall Street analysts' predictions for the price of gold, and we tally them all up and we figure out the average. And we've posted that on our website for the last 3 years. For 2024, this year, the average of all those predictions was 2506. So we hit it last week, I think Friday. So that was a big milestone for a number of reasons.
So obviously the reason why we're showing you this is because we have some bragging rights for what had happened up until this point. Now, 2025, this was the breakout year that really made some big moves. We want to go ahead and reflect how we continued to watch the ever-changing market as it unfolded. Let's go ahead and reflect. So basically what we do every single year, and we've done last year. Last year we did pretty good. I mean, we were just above 2,500 on our prediction. I mean, we almost scraped 2,800. So we were actually undercut how well gold actually did last year, because gold raged over 35%. It was one of the best years ever. One of the big reasons for that was, in fact, China, and we're going to talk more about that. This year, we're going to come in right around 3,003 on the average number of where the experts believe that this marketplace is going to go.
Most experts have revised their predictions to the upside. Citibank revised theirs up from 38 to 40. TD Securities, who you mentioned, really emphasizes the massive deficit in the silver market, and their projections at the $40 mark. JP Morgan is at $38. B of A is at $35, which I think is very conservative. And you also mentioned the London Bank, the Bullion Association, the Market Association, and the news coming out of their price projection, which I think is very telling, just because of their dependence on the bullion market. They're projecting $45.
Gold, right now the price of gold is rated about $27.60, $2,760. Which is very, very close to 2,800, which is gold's all-time high. So we could hit that this week, maybe next week, but a lot of people are expecting it's not going to stop there. A lot of the big experts, you mentioned JP Morgan, but it's quite a few of the experts right now are all saying that 3,000 is inevitable and probably going to be coming much sooner than later.
Well, I mean, it really just kind of broke out of this level around 2,800 on the spot market, which was right before the election. So we moved all the way back up after a very quick pullback after November 5th election. It looks like we're headed to 3,000 directly, but that's just a round number, a mental thing for traders. I mean, I would think you should be able to see 3,300 probably pretty quickly. Maybe this year as a personal price target, but I have seen some estimates of even as high as 4,500 in, the end of 2026.
Yeah, some of the ones you're probably going to know of the most. I mean, Goldman Sachs said recently that they could see gold going to $4,200 an ounce this year and $4,500 an ounce by next year. Morgan just came out this morning and said that gold will go to $4,000 an ounce by the second quarter of 2026. Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he's saying that this year or in 2025 that the silver price could go 3 times what it is right now currently. And Peter Spina from Gold Seek and Silver Seek is saying that silver could go to $50 on the short term, but then $100 potentially on a short squeeze. If you look at the charts, technically we're looking at much bigger things, and we just broke out of a cup and handle formation, which might sound sort of silly to you if you don't know technicals, but it's very, very bullish. It's the most important formation almost out there that could exist. And what it's telling us is that the silver is going to go through $50, sort of like a hot knife through butter, and we're going to go to $60 or $70 an ounce pretty quickly. And then from there, we'll have some more trading and so forth and much higher prices. But that's what we're looking for initially. It's just a much bigger rise than just the $50 an ounce that we saw 15 years ago.
First of all, Citigroup said 3,500 by quarter 4, 2025. So we've already exceeded that. ING, 3,450 in Q4, 2025, 3,500 by Q1 of 2026. Okay, so we've already exceeded that. UBS, 3,500 by Q4 of 2025. We've already exceeded that, and we're only in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're seeing some very interesting numbers. Steve Hanke, who's the chief of economics for Johns Hopkins University, is saying $6,000 gold. But Forbes is now saying that we could see $7,000 gold in the very near future. Robert Kiyosaki, who we all know of, is saying he sees gold going to $25,000 an ounce.
Now, we are right now, as we are filming this, $47 and change this morning. We know we're going to break the all-time high, which is just below $50 per ounce. And we are telling you right now, we are going to exceed that. And there's a good chance it might be off to the races at that point in time.
This cup and handle formation that we're seeing in silver, it's a 50-year formation that the bottom of the formation is around $5 an ounce. The top of it is at $50 an ounce. It's a 50-year formation that I've never seen anything like this before. It's very, very powerful. And the potential to go to 100, which would be the objective of this breakout on this formation, $100 an ounce is very real, and it could happen as soon as March of next year. So we're not that far away.
So 2 things happen as you watch that chronology. 1 is we're getting a little bit older. 2 is that we are pretty accurate when it comes to our predictions, and we're also conservative when we make those predictions. Now, we're going to follow that standard moving forward. We hope you continue to join us throughout the next year. And thank you for watching the Gold Spot. We'll see you next week.
If you enjoyed today's Gold Spot, like or subscribe to both our YouTube and Rumble channels. Also, comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to hear us talk about a specific topic in a future video.